Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. This is a famous saying. I'm not sure who said this. That's for you to find out. Why should I do all the job for you? The latest thing that's circulating around social media, thing that everyone is talking about, all the Chelsea fans are talking about, is could Frank Lampard's position, could his caretaker position perhaps become full time for himself?
All right. Here we go back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. After 24 to 48 hours of pure euphoria for many, obviously there are people like myself, and there's quite a lot of people like myself who wanted a serious level of manager to come in. And we do understand we're in a bit of a predicament. I think I've made it quite clear that the owners, they've really messed up the whole managerial situation. They've not played this well, and maybe now they're trying to rectify it. They don't want to jump the gun, but a lot of people like myself wanted someone serious to come in to have at least some sort of an opportunity in the match against Real Madrid and at least salvage something till the end of the season. And who knows, maybe Frank Lampard could still do that. And I hope that he can do that. Now, this is where the predicament is. So, all the people that were in that euphoria mood for the past 24 to 48 hours, all of a sudden they've had a bit of a shock, a bit of a reality check where they're like, wait a minute, we're happy, he's here, it's good vibes, it's good feel factor, but let's not make a huge issue down the line. Let's not make another huge mistake down the line. Let it be absolutely clear that we only want Frank Lampard for the remaining of the season. We want someone serious to come in next season to take over, obviously during the preseason. Now, this is what I'm a little bit concerned with, because in one hand, I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm a massive Chelsea fan. And I want Chelsea to do well for the remaining parts of the season. I still want us to compete every single game. That Real Madrid game, I still don't want to give it away. As much as a lot of people, your Matisse, your Eunice, people that I talk to on a regular basis, they've been saying like the season is a bit of a write-off, and it kind of looks like it is. But I'm pretty sure even for some of you guys in the deepest pits of your heart, you still want to compete. You still want to go to the Bernabeu and do something. You don't want to just bend over backwards, let Real Madrid have their merry way with us. No, we don't want that. So, in one hand, there is that we are fans. We want Chelsea to do well, and we want Chelsea to pick up wins. On the other hand, you best believe Frank Lampard's best interest will obviously to try and do well and get victories. And if he manages to see this, remaining parts of the season, and he sees it with an absolute bang, with lots of wins, maybe gets past Real Madrid, who knows, maybe even gets past Bayern or City next up and goes to the Champions League final and wins quite a lot of matches in the Premier League, I'm pretty certain Frank Lampard will turn around and say to the new owners and the board, hold on a second, fella. Hold on. I know I was brought in here to help you through this transition to find the right guy, but maybe I am the right guy. I've just proven it over the remaining parts of the season, and it could very well happen. It could very well happen. These owners so far, and this is once again from my perspective, they've not done the due diligence when it comes to managerial selection. They've not. They've made an utter mess out of all of it throughout this particular season. Sacked Thomas Tuchel, in my opinion, wrongly. They may turn around and say they didn't get along. Okay, that's your choice. But from a fan's perspective, from where the team was and how the players reacted, how the players were with Thomas Tuchel, and the way Thomas Tuchel, when he took up the Bayern job, said, he still keeps in touch with a lot of Chelsea players. For me, that was wrong. Bringing in Graham Potter, I think most will tell you that was from the get-go was wrong. Waiting for so long to get rid of Graham Potter was wrong. Then when you got rid of Graham Potter and not having a contingency plan, that's wrong. And then when it was time to bring in someone serious, but you went for the vibes and you went for the PR, rightly or wrongly so, I think we can all agree there's both sides of the coin on this particular matter. No need to divide the fan base by saying, "Oh, you're just a consumer of the football club. If you don't appreciate Frank Lampard coming back, you're just a consumer. You're not a fan." No, let's not try and brand people like that. I think people have legitimate reasons as to why we didn't want this particular PR spin happening right now. We rather had seen someone serious come in who could have assessed the situation and then got a head start in the preseason, as opposed to now, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know how long the process might be. We don't know what the future of Frank Lampard at the moment. It seems like it is a caretaker situation. But once again, as I said, if he does well, which I hope he does, because I'm a Chelsea fan, I want Chelsea to win, then we could be in a situation where Frank Lampard potentially could become a full-time manager, because he'll put his hand up, and I think the board, the owners, will find it very difficult to say no. So this is the situation where all the people that were all arming and ahhing and going, yay, whoop-de-doo, feel-good factor is back. It's a waste of a season anyway. Now they're slowly starting to have a bit of a reality check that you could potentially have Frank Lampard manage us next season. And if I'm being absolutely honest, and I've made it very, very clear previously, Frank, he's got a lot of different levels to hit in the managerial program before he can land himself a top job like Chelsea. Frank Lampard is blessed, and it's because he was a Chelsea player, a legend of the football club. Let's not forget about that. Many managers don't get the opportunity that Frank Lampard has got. He got that stint with Chelsea, transfer ban season came in. Many managers died to be in that position, but Frank Lampard from Derby pretty much got handed that opportunity when, in essence, he was not ready. I thank him 100% for what he did in that first season, but he's not ready. He needs to go through a lot of steps, a lot of levels. He needs to learn a lot of things. He's still a rookie. He's still a novice in this. Then he goes to Everton, almost getting them relegated. Yes, Everton had their issues as well, but nonetheless, almost got them relegated. And now all of a sudden he finds himself in the managerial position at Chelsea Football Club once again. He seems to always land the big job, regardless of how his management is going. And I've always said, if he wants to prolong and continue in management, then I think he should do the due diligence and start from base level, start from a championship team. And everyone that I generally talk to, as I said, Matisse, Eunice, and all of these people, and many more, they'll tell you they feel the same way as well. I think pretty sure a lot of you guys feel the same way about this too, that he needed to, start the program from base level. So look, let's have a look at some of the clips. I want to share a couple of clips with you guys from TalkSports. Very interesting. First, I want to share this particular conversation Darren Bent was having in TalkSports. So let's check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring this up. Actually, hold on. Let me share the audio as well. It's a very interesting video, which I think, it'll be good to get a idea on this.
Can Frank Lampard fail this season?
No.
He can't fail?
No.
That's incredible.
But how can they...
I don't know.
Well, they're not going to get in the top four.
Right.
So that's already failure. They failed already.
So why have they brought him in?
Even winning the Champions League, no one expects Chelsea to win the Champions League.
They've got Real Madrid, then they've got...
City or Bayern.
And then they've got Napoli in the final.
So it's one of them where he can't fail.
He can't fail?
No. How can he?
Okay, is he taking this job then, do you think, knowing that it's till the end of the season? Is he taking this job to prove his worth so he can get another job in the Premier League?
Yeah, of course. And I fully respect and understand why Frank would do that, because he left Everton and people were saying he's not a good coach, he's rubbish, he's this, that, he's the other. Yeah. But he himself is a proud man. Look, I played with him for England. He's a proud man. He knows exactly what it takes to get to the top. He's thinking to himself, if I can go to Chelsea and have a really good end to the season, someone else will pick me up, because I believe, and I said it, I think it was yesterday or the day before, at the end of this season, there could be as many as 7 jobs available. He's going to be in the mix for one of them.
And that is a fantastic point, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, when you think about it from that perspective, that this is a perfect opportunity for Frank Lampard to really showcase for next season, whether it's Chelsea, whether it's elsewhere, to really put up a nice package for the remaining parts of the season, really, really do well at Chelsea Football Club, and potentially line himself another job in the Premier League. As Darren Bent was saying, there's a lot of managers that have lost their jobs, man, and you could potentially have a position available in a fairly good, team. Once again, as I said, I think he should start from the Championship, but Frank truly believes that he can do it in the management stage. So, that could be his incentive. And as I said, he will, if he does tremendously well, and I truly hope he does, because that's great for Chelsea Football Club, then he will put his hand up to be the permanent Chelsea manager. And I don't know whether Chelsea has the balls to make the correct decision, because let's be honest, I don't think Frank Lampard should get this particular position on a full-time basis. These are some of the news that's getting floated around, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at that. Frank Lampard. No, I didn't ask about if Chelsea had a permanent manager in mind. So he didn't ask about that. My only focus can be this job. The feeling I have, rightly so, is that they want to do a process to find the right person to take the club forward. I'm pretty sure in the back of Frank Lampard's mind, he would love to do this on a full-time basis once again, to correct the wrongs from the first time. That has to be something that is playing in his mind. Of course, right now, he's only focused on the remaining parts of the season, but you best believe he wants to do tremendously well to put himself in the mix. And why not? Why not? I mean, kudos to him if he's able to do that. But I don't know. Do you just buy it based on the 2 months? We'll see. We'll see what he does. We'll see what he does. If he ends up going through Real Madrid, and if he ends up going through whoever is next after that, I think it'll be very difficult. The fans will be completely attached, completely and emotionally attached, and they will not want to let Frank go. And this in itself is what I was getting worried about down the track. That because when a legend like Frank Lampard comes in, logic goes out of the building, logic goes out of the window, and you do need to tread very, very carefully. This is a club that I'm connected to. I just want to do well in this moment. Then after that, it may mean that I say thank you very much and look at the future. At that point, I'll be very happy and say thanks. I think I've given everything there. I can't get ahead of my station at all. I'm just here to try and affect this period now. So look, right now, he's focused about now. But certainly some fans are somewhat weary about this whole situation. Frank Lampard, I'm here to help. If the owners, people that work here, decision makers, medical kit man, and anybody wants to speak to me about anything, my job here is to try and affect it in a positive way. So look, Frank has always been very well spoken. And we've got a match coming up against Wolves. Obviously, we'll do the preview down the track. I want to win. Let me make it very, very clear. I want us to win. I need us to start winning. I want us to get into at least Europa League position. I want us to, goddammit, beat Real Madrid, man. I want us to go as far as possible in the Champions League. I don't want to keep losing. It's such a depressing feeling. It's such a mood downer. It ruins all of our days. It ruins all of our weekends. I want us to continue on and do well, play some really good football, show some grit. But at the same time, there should be an eye for next season. And you've got to be careful as to who you want this position to be, the Chelsea managerial position. So very, very interesting time. It's never a dull day. It's never a dull day at Chelsea Football Club. I want to finish things off with this particular clip from Simon Jordan. And this is exactly how I felt. And I think a lot of people probably misunderstand this situation. And I think Simon Jordan over here encapsulates exactly what I meant about this particular situation and why I wanted a full-time manager. So let's listen to what Simon Jordan had to say. Let me just bring that here.
What's the purpose of waiting for something? Time waits for no man. What's the purpose of waiting for something? If you know what you want, why give yourself a conundrum by waiting for someone else to potentially leap in? Why don't you nail the person to the wall? I know that employing football managers is like nailing jellies to the wall in the first place, but why, as a football club that has unlimited financial and economic power, don't you just go, bang, this is who I want. This is the reasons why I want them. I'm going to get rid of this situation that I've made a mistake on. I'm going to supersede it with an elite blue chip manager, whoever that may well be, whether it's Nagelsmann because he's won the Bundesliga, or whether it's XYZ other person that you have in your mind, Luis Enrique. I don't understand why there's this narrative that accepts that Nagelsmann and Enrique are not available to the summer. Who works for who? So in the mindset of a football club owner.
That's a very important point. Who works for who? All the people that are saying, oh, he's not ready. They're not ready to take it. Who works for who? Such a good point from Simon Jordan.
If I want to, first of all, why would you want to come in the summer so you can have a pre-season to evaluate the players that you could have the rest of the season to evaluate, find out who you do and don't want, find out what the real characters are like. So when you head into the pre-season and you start to want to buy players and start to want to build the football club back for the ensuing season, you've had 10 games of a season where you get a pass anyway. So why wouldn't Chelsea be saying, we want you now, we're going to give you an incentive for coming in now, we're going to make an economic decision to do it now, we want you to come in and learn the football club very quickly, we want you to see the players that we've got in situ. So why is there tacit acceptance that Nagelsmann and Enrique will just decide when they walk in the door of one of the biggest football clubs in the world?
Do you honestly think Nagelsmann or Enrique would want to come in at a stage at Chelsea through no doing of theirs, City 11th in the Premier League?
Depends what's said to them and how it's said to them, and depends what meaningful conversations you
come
have
in.
with
It's
them.
damage limitation till the end of the season.
If I was on the other side of the conversation, I'd be sitting there.
Hear this out. This is when some people say, oh, but why would they come in now? It's such a mess. Listen to this.
Down with them if I was in that position and saying, right, these are the reasons why I want you in now. And this is the reasons why I need you in now. And this is what I'm going to give you to come in now. And this is what the pass you're going to get. And this is the backdrop we're going to build on the basis of you evaluating the players. So when we hit the pre-season, you're not gaining knowledge. You've gained it from the 2 months that you've got in the Premier League this season.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what I meant. Simon Jordan pretty much encapsulated everything how I felt. It's not about agenda. It's not about, the feel-good factor. It's about being serious for the football club. It's about shaping up for next season, because you best believe we better not have the same season as this season, next season. Simple as that. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you have. If you're here for the first time, subscribe and comment. Comment on every single factor. Are you somewhat worried that Frank Lampard position could turn into a full-time situation because logic goes out the window when you become emotional? Let me know what you think about that entire situation. So yeah.